Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on CW11.
Welcome to Home Track Heroes here on the CW11 here at Evergreen Speedway. Tonight we are featuring DriftCon After Dark. I'm Matt Risher.
I'm Danger Ben White.
And huge event, lots of activities taking place on track tonight with the theme of drifting taking place over everything. And as the sun goes down, you're going to see lots of cool lights coming up on the cars and stuff. It is an After Dark theme for DriftCon. So a lot of cool stuff we're looking forward to tonight.
We've done this the past 3 or 4 years where we do the After Dark thing. It was something new we introduced, and everyone gets super stoked for it. Like you said, they add lights to their cars. We got underglow, we got strobes, we got all that, and it's just a different kind of atmosphere. And what a way to end the season. The competitive drifting season, really. Great
turnout, lots of great cars, both in the car show and on track. And so featuring, as well as featured on the track, is going to be our different competitions for drift games. It's going to be a 360 drift competition. We're going to have a big entry competition, as well as our team tandem competition.
Tandem.
A team of
nice.
cars. So.
And
really,
And before that, we're going to have our Pro-Am competition. This is the season ender, right? So this is the fifth and final round, and it's going to be back on the big bank. So we like to have 2 big bank events per year, a lot like the FD series does when they come here. They run that 5/8 bank. We want to show that our drivers are ready to make that next step, because that's what it is. Pro-Am's a stepping stone to go to Pro Spec, to go to Formula Drift. So we want to show that we're on that same level, that our drivers are prepared, and what better way than to run the same layout that they do?
Yeah, the 5/8 is a fast, menacing track, probably the fastest track, one of them for sure, on the Pro Spec and both the Pro FD, the field, or at least their cycle of tracks that they run.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking forward to seeing this again. This is your first time watching it?
This is my first time seeing it. I skipped Saturday. It was either watch cars crash into each other or watch small children crash into each other. And I chose small children. I could watch children crashing into each other all day. But, It's going to be my first time. You're going to see my live reaction or hear my live reaction. It's going to be a lot of oohs and ahs and, oh, why'd you do that and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Drifting, it's unlike any other motorsport, right? It's a judged motorsport. And the 3 criteria that we have are line, angle, and style. So line, there's a predetermined way that the judges want the cars to go through the course. It's marked by barrels, by cones, and stuff like that. So get closer to how they want you to go, max out those points, right? Angle, how sideways your car gets, right? So, there's a lot of spots where you can throw big angle in the car. That's what the judges want to see. And style, they want to see snappy transitions. They want to see fast cars. They want to see you get up and close to the lead car. So we're going to see a lot of tandem battles coming up here. This is going to be the first segment, is we're going to watch Pro-Am right now.
Yeah, Pro-Am is now stacked up. They're staged up into the burnout box, a little area for the drivers to scrub their tires and warm things up. But like you said, this is a series running all season long. Let's do a quick breakdown of our top 5 drivers currently leading into the round 5 here.
Yeah, so our top 5 drivers, we have in first place, we have Tyler Mayer with 387 points. Then we have Nate Snyder in second place. Nate is the only one who can catch Tyler Mayer in the season.
Reach.
Yeah, in the championship points. He's 49 points behind. So he's in second place. He's got a bit of a mountain to climb here. And what was crazy about this event is Tyler Mayer blew up 4th gear. Absolutely needed 4th gear on the big bank. Blew up 4th gear, was not able to qualify, leaving the door wide open for Nate. Hoping the nerves don't get to Nate. But, he has his Pro 2 license. He has been to the next step, so he has a little bit of experience there. I don't think nerves are going to get him. So Nate was in second. We had Dalton Gernhardt in third place, who was 102 points behind. Mathematically, cannot be season champion. He is also a Pro 2 license holder anyways, so, he's out here for fun.
Yeah.
Cole Townsend, I think he's a rookie, or he had one Pro-Am event last year, so he is very new to this. And then Brandon Marcus in 5th place. But right now, we have Rudy Hansen, who is a Pro Spec driver, and we have Jarrett Robertson on the right.
Staged up here on the first run, you can see our starting line and the drivers set up on the chicane. Ben, I'm going to let you lead it. This is the first time watching. Here we go.
All right, let's check it out. Rudy Hansen's got a supercharged S13. He's going to be the lead driver first. Jarrett Robertson with an RB-powered 350Z. Let's see what Rudy's got out front.
You can see from the start here.
Oh, Jarrett having a hard time initiating, but Rudy throwing down that big smoke trail. Not as high on the bank as we'd like to see him, but, maybe he's playing, he's taking out all those barrels, going 3, 4, 5 tires off. running it wide. Jarrett doing what he can now, trying to keep close to him, but I think the judges are going to look poorly. Oh, man, announcer's curse, right? Jarrett looking good and then straighten it out right there. So Jarrett was straight at the beginning, bookended it straight at the end. So let's see what the drone has to say.
Yeah, cool point of view here with our drone. Like I was going to mention from the start, Jarrett kind of lackluster at the very start, really failing to initiate there. But Rudy out front, you can see him in that mid to high line in the bank, fall into the infield here, trying to find his way to that outside zone, maybe scrubbing a bit too wide, but transitioning into that second zone, just touching the outside, tightens up into that inside clip. Now Jarrett Robertson's in the picture, just here on the second to third, 2/3 of the way through, but like you said at the end, kind of straightening out and failing to complete.
Yeah, just bookended the run with just straight driving. So that's not really what we want to see. They want to maintain an oversteer throughout the whole run. But now we're going to switch places. Jarrett's going to go out in front. I think he's sitting on a deficit. It might have been double zeros on that first run, but we'll see what happens here. So Jarrett's going to lead the way in the 350Z, and now Rudy Hansen's going to do chase in the S13.
Rudy Hansen, been drifting for about 5 years. He's got the 89 S13 here. It's got an LQ9 with a Magnuson supercharger and the Link ECU and an RB25 powered for the 350Z.
Oh, look at these camera angles. Beautiful job, boys, on those camera angles. Oh, and Jarrett just having a hard time again. I mean, he's on social media and he absolutely loves that RB power plant. And once that thing gets absolutely 100% dialed, I mean, I think he podiumed this year. He podiumed somewhere. So he can drive, that's for sure. But the car just looks like it's not cooperating with him. And I think this is going to be, a win for Rudy Hansen.
Yeah, he's more than proven himself throughout the season. I think maybe just the season's been taxing on the car. It's not as stout as it used to be. As you see, again, he struggles to initiate, doesn't quite get into drift, just can't stay committed on the bank there. So coming into the infield, you also see him have a huge correction and basically scrub out. He just goes off track and just forfeits his run there. So I think it's competition. I mean, who knows what's going through the judges' minds, but I think we'll have a decision here in a little bit shortly. But Rudy Hansen finishing off with a strong finish there. Good stuff.
There's Kyler, that beautiful coiffed man himself. Oh, yeah. Finger point to Rudy Hansen. So Rudy getting the dub there. You can see this is a nice side-by-side view, so we get to see exactly what went on. I mean, to quote Jared Deanda, not the prettiest runs from both, but I mean, the judges, it gets nitpicky at this point. You got to figure out, who did the least bad. And so the least bad one was Rudy Hansen in this case.
So we're going to take it down to Rudy here on the field. Check him out.
All right, down here with your winner of round one. So fast qualifier, and then a little bit of a rough start going off track. Was that just sitting around waiting?
I like seeing your hands move because that's a good visual cue because honestly, I don't care about numbers.
So now the first round's out of the way. You ready to keep going through, get through this bracket?
You good?
Quickly?
Cobweb shook? Cobweb shook?
Yeah. A couple of dumb things, but oh well.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Productions and my wife.
All right, that was our first battle of the night. Rudy Hansen and Jarrett Robertson. Again, Jarrett Robertson just having car issues, it looks like. It's we're going to see him later throughout the evening with the games, but Rudy Hansen's going to be advancing on to our next bracket. We're going to head on back to staging here shortly, but what do you think of the first battle, Ben?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's the first battle of the night is always the hardest, it feels like. It doesn't matter your opponent. Like Rudy Hansen, #1 qualifier, obviously going up against the lowest qualifier should be an easy win, right? But there's Cobweb, and for some reason, it's so nerve-wracking, that first one. After that, it's just drifting.
Right.
After you get that first win, after you move on, it's just drifting after that. But it's just so hard to get through that first one. And we got 3 more first ones to watch go down.
Right. It's going to get increasingly better from here, I'm going to say. Our next battle up, our second on the top 8, left-hand side of the bracket. We're going to have Cole Townsend here. We see him staged up in that E36 BMW M3, scrubbing tires, getting them warmed up. He's going to be staged up against Jace Habich. Both returning drivers here. They've been driving throughout this season. And this should be a good battle.
Yeah, you can see Jace got some different colored body panels back there. I don't think he has any taillights back there. He wadded the back of that car up pretty good, but I mean, that's just an opportunity for a rear tube structure, rear mount radiator. That's just kind of the progression here. But V8 power under the hood of Jace Habich. And What does Cole have? Is he BMW powered?
Cole is, yeah, he's E36 M3. It's an S52. So
Nice work, buddy.
Good stuff. S52 powered on the M3, but yeah, Jace out front laying it down.
Laying it down. It's funny because Jace just drives, just pedal to the metal and just kind of steers. He's like just whiskey throttled the whole time, and it's hilarious. But it looks like Cole on the bank had some straightening there. So I think, watch this run finish out. Jace just stayed in drift, just did what he had to do, pedaled to the metal, kept it floored, and I think Cole's going to have a little bit of a disadvantage as they go into the second half of this battle.
Yeah, we'll get a better perspective here with the drone shot. So Cole in the chase position, and Jace out front, pretty strong initiation, but Cole still struggling to kind of find his drift. You see him yanking the e-brake halfway through the bank and just on a really low line, completely falling off line.
Dude,
Jace, right.
Set it, forget it, buddy.
Line
Holy
is
cow.
looking right on point. You can see him targeting onto those clipping zones. A little bit of ways from that inside clip, but back to the wall as he puts his butt right there. But not a bad ending for Cole as he kind of pushes the pressure on there at the end.
God dang, nice lead run. I mean, beauty job. I looked at this bracket as it was progressing, and in my head, I'm like, Jace is moving on. Jace is going this far, and it's like, yo, Jace absolutely has been earning it. So let's see what happens in the second half of this battle. Cole looking at, very low angle on the bank there. Jace is hanging back pretty far, maybe giving him a little too much room here. Let's see how they keep going.
Cole Townsend filling the void again, those clipping zones.
Yeah, a little late transition from Jace, but he's keeping it in drift way wide on that clip. Holy cow, buddy. But he's, keeping it between the lines and in drift. So sometimes that's all you really got to do. So with Cole sitting on a bit of a deficit from what I believe on that first run, we'll see what happens. We got drone footy, drone never lie. Let's see what it sees.
Yeah, there still is a question of commitment from Cole, from the initiation of Cole. Kind of a little bit later, Jace was definitely a little bit hot off the throttle from the start. Cole doing a great job. Chase kind of having maybe to sacrifice his line a little bit to close that gap. But again, I think it's overall impression between the both runs combined. Cole did have that deficit coming into this battle, so I think we're going to find out clear who the winner is. Let's go to the decision.
All right, pointing it out, Kyler Hope picking Jace Habich. Hey, how are you for the win?
Yeah, something like that. But let's look at the side-by-side here. Clear advantage, you can see, clear point of view. Cole was struggling there on that bigger screen on the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah, big opposite drift in the follow position for Cole. So, yeah, that's 100% where it was there. So, that's unfortunate for Cole. I love watching that dude drive.
Yeah,
He's
stunning
rad.
moments, for sure.
Let's throw it down to Jace.
Let's check him out.
All right, Jace Havoc, so you're moving on. How did that first round feel?
It felt awesome.
So tell me what it was like battling with him in that last round.
Well, I looped it in front of him, so it feels good to have the win this time.
What do you think you need to do to get all the way to the final round?
Just keep sending it. Got to change the tires now.
Who you need to thank for this car this weekend?
J2 Racing, H2 Engineering, and my crew, John Lang and Alex Chavez. They helped me out a ton.